Hello everyone and welcome back to the OS World Cup semifinals for the last time this weekend. We have saved at the very least one of the best for last with this matchup. It's a very anticipated winners bracket match between Poland and Germany. Seed 2 versus Seed 3. Poland with their new superstar Maliszewski on a tear this year as the number 2 seed in the tournament. And Germany, one of the most dominant teams in the last few years of the OS World Cup, returning again as seed number 3 out of the qualifiers with a few familiar names in the roster this time around. My name is Dio. I'm joined for this match by Mr. ChillierPear.
Hello! One of the best matches of the weekend, certainly a distinction that is needed this time around. If anyone here was watching the stream last night for our other winners bracket match with the US versus South Korea, you know that this match has a hell of a lot to live up to in terms of how close it was. We had that tiebreaker finish, and all things considered, I think we could see, potentially a similar result from this match here. Poland, they've had Maliszewski really bringing them through these kind of mid, now going into the later stages of the tournament right now. Germany, while they have had their fair share of carries, have definitely had a little bit better of a time working together as a cohesive entity, as a team. And I wonder if that's going to be the difference maker between these two teams today. We're going to have to see what happens when the actual picks start coming out. Poland, see if their backing players on top of Maliszewski are able to make it work today. We're going to get into the bans. It's going to be Germany banning HyuN 2 first. Poland going to have their 2 bans immediately following.
And I feel like if you've been paying attention throughout the tournament and throughout the last few years, you're probably expecting some kind of speed bans coming out from Poland. While they're a good speed team themselves, it's not really surprising to anybody who's watched the World Cups the last few years that Germany is a very good speed team. They have always had a very good speed roster. It's even been their picks into a team like the United States for several years in a row now, which, to say nothing of how good the United States is a very brave thing to pick into them, because the US is also a very good speed team. So I feel like that's probably what we're going to see from Germany. At the very least, I think that Germany, less lopsided of a roster, going to have a lot of really solid players on maps where you expect to see high scores, and Poland probably wanting to go into those types of maps where you expect low scores from the majority of players and 1 or 2 people to pop off and carry the pick, because that's what they want to enable Maliszewski to do. And you can see already a speed ban coming out from Poland on the free mod to Gehenna by Rabbit House. Going to be taken off the board for Germany. Not really surprising. That map is hardcore in more ways than one. Very difficult speed pick overall, and something that even Russia had a hard time on earlier today, to give you an idea of the overall difficulty of that map. Something that Germany would probably dominate on in this matchup. And DT2 afterwards. Man, no surprises at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. We're really seeing those, kind of basic mechanics bans from Poland here. Not surprising against this German roster whatsoever. A good thing to mention as well, again, similar to kind of what we were seeing from South Korea last night, where you're really looking for those maps where you can have one really good score out of Maliszewski and then have one other player that's able to back him up. And then, if you find those types of maps, you really are going to have a good shot at getting a foothold into this match if you are Poland. Something to be careful of against Germany, though, is that they're a very good, well-rounded roster. Kind of something more similar, or rather akin to what we saw in the Canada matches, where just as a team, you were seeing 2, 3, 4 players on multiple maps being able to put up these ridiculously high scores. And I think that's something we've come to expect out of Germany as kind of, one of the favorites to potentially win the tournament this year. We talk about a lot of those teams that we expect to see in finals and grand finals weekend. And, while I think both of these are teams that we expect to see there this year, Germany, of course, in previous, 2 years now have proven that they belong in those, upper spots here. So
And I don't think this is too big of a surprise. This is the hidden flow aim, like super high BPM alt or low BPM stream map. Lots of accelerating and decelerating streams, lots of cut streams, lots of space streams, lots of finger control, slider aim, like polygonal shaped pattern streams as well. This is that kind of gimmicky flow aim pick that you go for when you want to test how good the other team is, A, at hidden, and B, at that kind of aim control that is really necessary to put up a good score on this map. This is also a pick where the last quarter of the map gets way, way harder than the rest of the pick. So if you have one or two players that you think are going to be really, really strong on a pick like this, Maliszewski, then I think this is probably a pretty good pick for you, because you can almost guarantee yourself an extra 200 or 300,000 score just in the last quarter of the map if that player does finish out the full combo.
Absolutely. I think this is the type of pick here where we've seen in previous matches this weekend. It has given quite a few of even our best kind of flow aim players some difficulty on this one. You've got those overlapping square patterns. You've got these really, accentuated spacing, accelerating streams throughout the entire map. And there's a lot of kind of crucial points in this to catch breaks out on a lot of the top end of players here. We even saw yesterday some of the best players in those matches getting, caught up on moving their cursor too fast through these beginning streams. And it really is about being comfortable right off the gate in this pick here. Eyes on both teams here for some of these star hidden players. Obviously, Maliszewski on the side of Poland, as well as someone like Michni, who generally is one of the better hidden alt players on the side of this Poland roster. For the side of Germany, Okinamo kind of, resident hidden there, as well as criller here, and some big backing abilities from Shark and WhiteCat. This is Poland's first pick, and we expect them to be very confident at stuff like this. But it's Maliszewski and Bartek Michni to trade breaks. Shark, Okinamo, WhiteCat as well. Some massive misses right from the start.
Yeah, all but Nahus and Criller find breaks at the start of this map, actually. It's 3 breaks for either team. Basically everything even afterwards. I think a little bit better accuracy for Germany at the moment. Another break comes through from Michni. Does give combo lead over to Germany solidly now, about 200 combo up on Poland. Early days, though. It's the very start of the map, so not going to be too impactful, I don't think, as we get into the first PI time where the map really will start to pick up. I think that's where we'll start to see really who's comfortable on this and who's not, is during this part here, as you start to see tons and tons of those slider aim patterns mixed into lots of the stream aim. Michni having a lot of trouble, it seems, with getting together a consistent combo on this map. The recovery has been good from everyone else who missed there at the start, but Michni in particular just not quite able to hold. Nahu's going to be finding a miss on the space stream. Criller able to hold. WhiteCat will trade out one of those misses, but that is still a full combo advantage for Germany.
That's a big miss for Poland there on Nahus. Obviously, that was their last full combo to combat against Criller right there. WhiteCat gonna hold off the massive Germany score gain for a little bit here with that break. It's gonna give Michni a chance to catch up just slightly. But these combos on the side of Germany are just remaining a little bit more consistent. Everyone kind of missed that pretty difficult pattern at the beginning. And, it's kind of the difference between those carry players that we mentioned. There goes Bartek as well on the slider section here. This has proven to catch a lot more players on the breaks here than it has on some of the easier sections, or some of the more aim-heavy, stream pattern sections here. Criller doing exactly what he needs to do right now for Germany. We mentioned those top 2 performers for them, Criller and WhiteCat, and just one of them holding right now. It's Maliszewski on his lonesome, and he's really only matching up with one of Shark or Okinamo, not to mention Kriller's full combo here. Backing combos on Poland not there as well right now. Coming into the last quarter of the map, and it's almost a 300,000 score lead for Germany. It's a triple break from Poland too, and I think that's just going to do it with the FC held on Criller.
Yeah, it seems like the pop-off potential is there for Criller this time around, not Maliszewski. Gonna find the break on the big accelerating space stream into the last quarter here, as nobody else holds the combo at all. Bartek is able to, keep it together, but didn't have the big combo to make any difference. And there's, like you said, a 300,000 score lead and climbing for Germany right now. as criller just continues to do criller things, really made a name for himself over the last 2 years in the OS World Cup 2021 and through 2022 community tournaments, and criller just continuing to show why he is one of the best tournament players in the game right here. Hitting the entire... This is the section I was talking about, by the way, this entire last corner of the map. And if you have somebody like criller on your team who can just hit this no problem, there you go, free full combo for Germany as criller shows off. Really solid first pick break point for Germany. That was Poland's first pick, so starting off on a very strong foot for Germany and not the way Poland wanted this to go whatsoever.
And they had some matching scores on Nahus, Maliszewski, and Bartek, Shark, Okinamo, and even WhiteCat, Michni doing pretty well to match up there. They just had nobody to respond to the full combo on criller there. Unfortunate breaks from Maliszewski, very clearly comfortable on that map, 6 100s, but a bunch of slider breaks and some over aims on that stream. They're really just not giving the score that Poland needed to take their advantage on that pick. Germany ends up winning by 477,000, pretty much the difference of that FC on criller. Top score in the lobby with good ack as well. It's now going to go to the side of Germany. They have potential to consolidate this break point here. You really hate to see these break points at the start of these matches because it's much easier to consolidate when you still have your comfortable picks up on the board. Germany, they're going to go immediately into no mod 2. They want to keep this break point on their side, and this is a pick that they absolutely know that they can perform on. I mean, you have eyes on, I think, Shark and WhiteCat instantly for Germany on a stream-style pick here, and apparently criller as well after that, kind of alt-style pick. Some of those flow aim patterns with the space streams relating just a little bit to this no mod 2. You've got these kind of accelerating, decelerating stream patterns, requires a lot more aim than what you typically see in these semifinals no mod 2s here, especially at 200 BPM. Tapping requirement is not super high, so it really is about that cursor movement. But on the side of Poland, you are looking for some great stream players to join the roster here as well. Mastasz, a name that comes to mind immediately, as well as YPAN, one of the new additions to the roster this year, has been performing very well for themselves. Looks like Rafis and WhiteCat going to be the last two joining the lobby here for either side. These are some pretty solid stream rosters, honestly. I would hate to pick a side with one of these teams right now.
And I think that's why you saw Poland ban out the 2 speed maps, right? Instead of banning out something like the no mod 2. Germany's roster for this is incredible, don't get me wrong, but Poland's is not bad at all by any means. Maliszewski, Mastasz, YPAN, Rafis is a scary 4-player roster on this map, especially during this section here that you can hear right now. You get some finger control going in this map, you get some slider streams going in this map that can trip some players up who might be more focused on just the pure mechanics side of things. So it's a map where Poland does still have a chance to win it, I think. Germany, though, very, very favored on this pick. Germany as a no mod 2 team, incredibly strong, has been for several years. Like you said, your eyes immediately go to WhiteCat, who has been seen full comboing near 8-star no mod 2s in tournament for the last several years. So very, very strong player, and I think is going to be a part of what sets Germany apart on this no mod 2 pick. Let's get into it. 200 BPM, Astronic light tech no mod 2 here. 200 BPM, blow aim focused, but definitely still a stamina requirement. Look at the length of some of these streams here at the intro. Shark, Rafis, and YPAN, and Mastasz all breaking right at the start here. Rafis going to find another miss here. Maliszewski, the only full combo alive now for Poland. Germany with the 3-way full combo going in out of the first quarter. Didn't expect 4 misses right off the bat for the combined miscount on both of these teams. So we'll see whether there's any chance at a comeback here for Poland, but it's a great start for Germany, that's for sure. Smarteyy, WhiteCat, and criller all on the FCs.
This is, kind of like the relatively straightforward part of the map here, too, as well. You really aren't into the super difficult stream patterns right now. So the fact that we're seeing chain misses from Shark and YPAN here, I'm hoping is just the result of them kind of getting into the swing of things on here, because these streams are just only going to get harder right now. It's been a big recovery from both sides. WhiteCat does find the break. The 2 players that we thought were going to be the stars of Germany on this pick are actually the ones to find the misses here. It's going to be criller and Smarteyy to hold. YPAN trades a miss out here. Poland has some backing combo on Maliszewski, but they need one of these FCs to break on Germany for their way back into this right now. Smarteyy and criller both holding. Criller does drop the SS, but holds the combo. There's really nothing Poland could do but hope that Germany finds a break in this last quarter here. It's still close enough to make a comeback. Oh, long stream right here. Nobody breaks. Let's see the space stream. It's Rafis to miss. Oh, that's terrible for Poland. Shark and Smarteyy both break, though. That could be it.
Criller, the only full combo remaining now for Germany. There's not any big combo anywhere else, but Rafis and Mastasz finds ladder breaks. Criller drops as well. Maliszewski and WhiteCat still holding. Is there enough time here at the end of the map? No! The spinner at the end. If that spinner were replaced by extra notes, I think there would have been enough time, but it's just not quite enough. 56k, the margin of victory there for Germany as they collapse at the end of that map, but there's enough score on the rest of the team to offset that ending bit of combo coming out from Maliszewski and WhiteCat. 3 100 full combo for Maliszewski, 2 100s for WhiteCat, 4 100s for Criller. You can see the level of comfort on some of these players in this lobby on this map, just sky high on this sort of pick. But overall, the team comfort for Germany just that much better, and they are able to consolidate that first pick breakpoint on the hidden 3 from Poland. Germany off to a 2-0 start in this winner's bracket semifinals, looking like the consistent legacy team that we have seen from them over the last couple of years. The only team over the last 2 years now, up until South Korea just took down the United States, to really challenge the reigning world champions over and over again in that grand finals. Germany looking just as strong as ever here. Poland on the up and up, but gonna need to find a way back into this match. If that map is any indication, they've got some gas in the tank. They'll be able to find some very close maps and take the breakpoints later on, but yet to find one compared to the hidden 3. So 1 sub for each team, and understandably so. Bartek, a very, very good hidden player, less so on the Nomad. Mastasz, a very, very good Nomad player, less so on the hidden. So it's a sub that makes sense for both of these teams, I think. Same goes for Okinamo and Smarteyy, of course. As we get into another map that really just takes off as soon as you get into it. Hits you right in the face with a massive wiggle pattern. Shark, Smarteyy finding misses here at the start. This time around, notably, it is not Poland finding a bunch of those early misses. It is Germany off to a little bit of a rougher start this time around. So already boding better on this map than it was on Hidden 3 for Poland. This map's about the same difficulty. We've seen similar average scores on the Nomad 3 and the Hidden 3, but the style of mapping on this is a little bit different. You see far less of the sort of flow aim patterning in this map, far more of the wiggle streams, the pattern streams, far more of the snap aim and super high spacing in this map than you do like Axel, D-Cell, cut stream type stuff.
Oh, what is that buzz?
Mustache! The slider break into the first PI time, so likely to see a drop here. We do see one from Germany. Smarteyy in the first PI time will trade it out, so nothing huge, but Michni also dropping right after Mastasz now. So this is a full combo traded over for Poland. No answer from Germany on the second trade from Michni now. It's Shark, WhiteCat, and Criller all on the full combos. Shark on the reverse choke. WhiteCat will trade it out. Usually expect WhiteCat to be one of the best alt players in any lobby. Shark now also going to answer. Wow. And that is just Criller now. It's only Criller left alive.
1 FC remaining after that pattern there. We saw triple break on the same pattern from Germany. WhiteCat just a little bit before over-aiming that stream. It's Nanos and Maliszewski to hold the combos out for Poland here. These are two that you're going to see a lot on these types of maps performing extremely highly. We've seen it in previous weeks as well. Poland so good at these alt-styled Nomad picks here. Mastasz having just a little bit of trouble here towards the middle of the map, but Michni has recovered perfectly to combat some of these broken combos from Germany, start to catch up to maybe that score line on WhiteCat here, and start to give Poland a little bit more of an advantage here. They have less than 100,000 score in their favor, but with another double break from Germany and a triple break now, that is going to be all of the gap that Poland need now. They're going to run away with these two FCs right now, and this score is out of hand for Germany already. 200,000 in favor of Poland. It's going to climb to 300,000 before I'm even going to be able to finish this entire sentence. And the supporting combos on Poland are now up on the board, and we are in the last 1/3 of the map here. Unwavering on Maliszewski and Nahus, both 99.5 and 99.6% accuracy plus on both sides. I think that might just be it for them. Oh, and another triple break from Germany.
I mean,
that's just it.
Yeah, this is Poland really showing off and kind of proving that, yeah, okay, we messed up on the hidden 3. That was a fluke. We are still a very good aim controls team. We are still a very good gimmick team. Still very good at ult, and we're going to show you exactly why. Nahus will not finish out the full combo, but it's not even necessary. The super high supporting combo on Michni is going to stave off any advance that Germany can put together here. And Maliszewski is just doing Maliszewski things. The best tournament player of 2022 for a reason here on the side of Poland. Finally finding his footing here in the No-Mod 3 and putting on the carry pants that we all know he wears on this team.
Oh, Michni finally breaking that massive 1100 plus combo right there. That supporting score lasted for so long. Great performance from multiple players on the side of Poland here. I mean, you've got double what looks to be almost 600k scores at the very least on Nahus at the ending right here. Maliszewski gonna kind of bring it home a little bit here. WhiteCat with the recovery at the ending. 1300 combo trying to do something, but it's certainly not enough. And there it is, 99.51 from Maliszewski. That's the performance that Poland is looking for from their star. And they're finally going to find it on their own pick. It is now 1-2 in favor of Germany. Going back to Germany's pick, Poland looking for that break point.
Yeah, by the way, that is the best score on No-Mod 3 all weekend long, and the second full combo that the map has seen, the only other one coming out from MCY4 in Hong Kong's match against Canada. But, yeah, Maliszewski doing Maliszewski things.
What?
Maybe going with that, but no, going with No-Mod 1, which, what? Is also quite good, because this team on No-Mod 1 is really incredible. I was looking through some of the stats, and in round of 32, I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but Germany was number 7 on the map with 3 players. They were facing the Czech Republic, and somebody disconnected. I forget who disconnected, but all 3 of their players full comboed, and they got 3 million score with 3 players. So this is a team that is incredibly good at No-Mod 1, incredibly consistent on this skill set. And yes, this map's a little bit awkward, but I don't think that's going to matter at all for a team like Germany.
I was going to say it before they picked No-Mod 1, but, if you're Germany, obviously Germany, I think, is what we would kind of pin as the mechanics team, at least the mechanics favored team in this match in a lot of cases. And you want to pick those faster maps, you want to pick those stream aim-heavy picks here, but when you go for something like No-Mod 1, you forfeit a lot of the difficulty that mechanics provides because of the simplicity of the No-Mod 1, because it is that basic aim jump patterns that most players at this level of the game are pretty comfortable with. So you're really more gambling, and that's why No-Mod 1 is a volatile pick for a lot of these teams, because you're basically just hoping that somebody slips up their cursor placement just slightly on one of these jumps here in the middle of the map. And, while Germany has been very consistent on this type of thing, maintaining that consistency when these jumps get bigger and these maps get a little bit more awkward here with some of the pauses and spacing on these kind of 1-2 patterns here really, really is something that you got to be careful about, because Poland, while they might not be, as seasoned on No-Mod 1 in this tournament in terms of team performance, they certainly have the mechanics roster that works for this. It's going to be okinamo to find the first notable break. Michni found one right at the beginning, but here comes the big jump sections of the map coming up now. These do not get any smaller from here on. Ooh, Mastasz!
We're gonna see the trade from Mastasz and Michni with an early break, so it is a reverse choke on the side of Poland for a bit more of a combo lead for Germany than you would usually expect. About 150 combo up in total for Germany. Not that much, though. You can see the score lead pretty minuscule overall, and that's kind of what you are going to expect is small score leads unless we see a mid-map collapse. These in-between sections, not all that difficult. It's the transitions into the Ki times that will really force out misses from these players. Like you said, you're just hoping for a little bit of a cursor misplacement from either of these teams to really see any misses come out. And these slow sections here, not going to do it for any of these players. We are now exactly halfway through. These are the most impactful sections to miss on. There goes Mastasz once again. Criller, though, is going to trade out the full combo. Shark also trading. It's just WhiteCat now holding on for Germany. The two-way full combo and reverse choke. And WhiteCat is gone. Nahus will trade the miss, but Maliszewski and Michni holding on to the high combos. Maliszewski with the FC. Michni with the reverse choke. Okinamo's gone as well. It's full team collapse from Germany. And the team with the Nomad 1 consistency finds themselves inconsistent in the semifinals. Maliszewski and Michni to take the break point here, holding on to the high combos.
This is what happens when you pick the Nomad 1 this early into the match here. You forfeit the raw mechanics ability for the simplicity of the Nomad 1, and right now Maliszewski and Michni, the two best aim players on the side of Poland, making it work. Michni with the early break, 99.17, holding against the FC on Maliszewski right now, and we are now 300,000 score in favor of Poland and climbing. They are going to do it. Michni finds a break, but Maliszewski unwavering in the Nomad combo right now. We're coming into the final seconds of the map. Everyone is breaking around him on Germany and on the Polish side. It's just Maliszewski into the ending, and Poland are gonna respond to the break point immediately at the beginning of this match, and we are gonna get ourselves right back to 2-2. Poland straight back into things, into their own pick. We've got a match on our hands.
Maliszewski setting not only the second ever full combo on Nomad 3, but also the first full combo this weekend on the Nomad 1. Somehow this map is only 6.7 stars, but it doesn't really matter because the cross screens in this are absurd, and Maliszewski making them look easy here for Team Poland. The full combo to tie us back up in the winners semifinals and keep Poland on even ground against a Team Germany who has looked really just incredible throughout the whole tournament. As these teams now tied up 2-2, you're really looking once again for Poland to kind of pick into some of the more gimmicky stuff, to pick into stuff that Maliszewski is going to be unmatched on, to pick into the maps that Germany might have trouble putting up a competent 4-player roster for. Things like the Nomad 5, the Hidden 1, the Hard Rock 3, things like maybe the Freemod 4 as well, or Freemod 3, I think are all really solid picks for them. But with how good that Nomad 3 was, I have to look at something like the Nomad 5 at Burnt Rice for Poland, because that map, I think, is probably the closest and is just the most gimmicky, out there pick in the entire
Doubles
pool, right?
hell.
Like,
Doubles hell.
It's just crazy.
It's ridiculous. Man, I've got to feel bad for WhiteCat after that Nomad 1, though. Two 100s, easily the best act in the lobby, just with that singular miss coming out. It's going to be the Hard Rock for Poland. I am not surprised to see this. Unironically, you know, we've been talking a lot about those star players on Poland with some of their aim and the ability, consistency that we've seen. Yeah. And we've seen a lot of consistency out of Maliszewski and even Michni on that Nomad 1. And if there's somebody you can count on to play some good Hard Rock precision for Poland, I feel like Michni is one of those people you want to have it on the roster right now. WhitePan as well. If you've seen previous rounds with this Polish roster, WhitePan has certainly kind of taken a really good foothold in these upper level matches. You know, this is kind of like the first instance we've really seen of WhitePan in these kind of open rank upper level tournaments here with OWC. And they've just done a fantastic job of kind of getting into the swing of things on these difficult map pools and these high pressure situations right here to fit the slot for their team for Hard Rock here. With Germany, you've got to worry about certain people as well. Smarteyy, obviously, I think the kind of Hard Rock specialist you're kind of expecting on these type of precision picks are here. WhiteCat, the consistency you're looking for again for that carry from Germany. WhiteCat is to Germany as Maliszewski should, you know, kind of is to Poland, or rather WhiteCat, should be. Unfortunately, has been finding a couple of one misses here and there on some of these picks, so Germany really hoping to see some improved performance there. They're also looking for criller to maintain the consistency that we've seen out of him so far. He's looked really good in this match up until this point. Had a little bit of trouble on that Nomad 1 with the 2 misses there, but it is a Nomad 1. Something a little bit more difficult to be consistent on. And it looks like Rafis actually going to be taking the last spot for Poland rather than Michni. It's a little bit interesting to see from them. You know, hoping it works out for them. Kind of, again, interesting to see Michni not in for a precision-styled hard rock, but it's their chance.
I get including Mastasz and Rafis over Michni on this, though, because this map is really streamy. It's a very different precision pick from what we've seen so far in the Utsu World Cup this year. As, you know, there's lots of parts of this where if you don't have 200 BPM stamina, you're going to drop a ton of accuracy. You're going to have a hard time transitioning into the finger control or aim sections that come afterwards. And you're going to have a hard time holding onto your flow aim at the same time. So I get the decision to put in some streamier players, some players with better stamina, better speed, like Mastasz and Rafis. Unfortunately, it's not working out so well for Poland right now, as Mastasz and WhiteCat finding several early breaks here. Maliszewski and Rafis holding on to the full combos. There goes Rafis as I say that. And it's a 4-way full combo to 1 from Maliszewski right now. This pick seems like the kryptonite of so many teams. I've seen, I don't know how many breakpoints on this map throughout the weekend. It was picked twice into Russia, and Russia breakpointed on it twice in a row. Germany looking to do the same here with the 4-way full combo intact halfway through the map. I mean, this map just seems like a bad pick for whoever ends up picking it, being the unfortunate team to pick it this weekend. As, you know, as good as Maliszewski's playing right now, it doesn't matter. Smarteyy and criller are both still holding the same accuracy. Shark finally is going to drop the first miss at all for Germany. But it just, I mean, what do you do against this if you are Poland? I guess you don't pick this map, right? That's the only way you avoid certain doom on this hard rock too, because Germany is completely dominating on this map right now. This is going to be the 3-way full combo for Germany if they manage to hit the cut streams at the end here. And in just ridiculous fashion, 3-way full combo, 3.85 mil on the score. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Just ridiculous from Germany. Wow. Wow. What do you do?
That is
what do you do?
1 million score gap for Germany on Poland's pick there. It didn't even matter who came in for that pick for Poland, because another FC wouldn't have won them the map. So you're looking at, I mean, I don't know. I guess this is unironically one of those hard rock maps that you play in practice and you go through the map and you're like, oh, it's flow aim streams. You know, it's a little bit of precision. I can do this. I'm comfortable on flow aim streams. And then the map ends up, you know, you play it in a match, and the second you play 6.5 in a tournament match, and I think most people who have played tournaments have experienced this at one time or another, you pick 6.5 in a high pressure situation, and any amount of nerves, and you miss somewhere. And when it comes to flow aim and parts of these types of maps where you can chain miss a lot, or, you know, kind of miss aim one thing and then it'll carry over to the next pattern, that's the type of thing you see, and I think that's why a lot of these teams do so bad on this hard rock too compared to what they expect, because you can't prepare for how you're feeling on any given day when the map starts. You just have to hope that your confidence and your aim control is there. You know, fortunately for Germany, it certainly was there for them. For Poland, not as much as they wanted it to be. They certainly didn't have bad scores. A very respectable team score of 2.9 million. But Germany putting up almost 4 million, that's the type of performance that you kind of expect to see out of a top 3 seeded team with
Germany with the top score this weekend. That was the top score this weekend.
Exactly. You know, you didn't perform badly. Your other team just happens to be insane. But it's speed now. It's the DT3. We've seen a lot of finger control required on this map, which is kind of what we were talking about earlier with like the mechanic style picks, where Germany wants to pick the most mechanics favored maps that are not straightforward. So something that is fast but requires you to have this command of high BPM plus finger control and maybe a little bit of stamina when, you know, you consider this length of a pick right here. You've really got to have everything come into control here. But picking this against Poland, you've got some good speed players on that roster too. So it really is up to the consistency of Germany to play here.
Yeah, Rafis, Maliszewski, Wypan actually is a little interesting for me, and Nahus is still a very scary roster for Poland. Rafis kind of made a name for himself on high approach rate DT speed, right? Like if you were playing the game 7 years ago, you remember Rafis as the absolute best DT player in the game, overtaking HVic at the time as the single best DT player the game had ever seen. So this is somebody who has a long storied history of playing maps like this and should be very consistent on something like this, where AR 10.3 just is not even a factor to some of the players in this lobby. We're gonna see how this map goes, though. It's been tricky for lots of teams to execute on. It's been tricky for lots of teams to find the scores I think they expect to see on a map like this. Everybody holding for now. Aimbot cone, forsen to find the first miss for either team. It's on Germany's side. A little bit of a combo lead for Poland as we get closer and closer to the first KI time. Criller there, gonna draw. No, Bancho miss. Wypan gonna trade the miss from Aimbot cone out. No other misses from anybody else. Kriller's was a Bancho miss, so not a real drop there for Germany, crucially, to keep the score very, very close. The accuracy on the side of Poland looking very, very good and keeping it relatively close here despite the combo advantage for Germany. But there goes Dinahus, and there goes the score lead over to Germany's side. Maliszewski and Rafis can only do so much on this map. Aimbot cone is going to trade it once again. Risiing is going to drop as well. And now we've got ourselves a map here.
Ooh, it's going to be so hard for Poland to bring this back, though. Wypan continuing to find combo breaks during the map here. Nahus finding that break is not going to matter as much with the recovery he's had, but that accuracy drop that he took down to 97% is really what's making the difference right now. The accuracy on Criller and Neox is enough to match Rafis and Maliszewski right now. It's interesting to note that Germany is not running Okinamo on a speed pick like this, and I feel like this is something that I would normally expect to see him very confident in, but we've seen similar cases with teams like Canada where despite Ryuk being one of the best, DT speed players on their team, not playing certain DT picks. Right now, it's staying pretty even for both teams. It's working out for Germany despite this maybe slightly unconventional single player switch out right here. It's so close in the middle, and it's really just being thrown over by these supporting combos right now. Risiing and Aimbot cone doing just a little bit better than Nahus and Wypan to provide these supporting combos, and Risiing's accuracy right now is really making the difference. And there goes Rafis. Kriller trades it out, though, but it's not going to be enough for Maliszewski to do on his own. They need to see a break from Neox right now, and if you know anything about this German roster, you know that Neox does not break on DT.
We'll see if that holds true to the end of this map. It's the supporting combo as well for Risiing and Aimbot cone. But that miss from Wypan, I think this one's just about over. As good as the score is from Maliszewski, 99.62% accuracy, by the way.
Demon.
That act is absurd on this map. I want to see if that's the top score on the map this weekend, because that accuracy is just demon. Finally drops near the end there, but yeah, Germany as a team, just more consistent on the DT, and that is what you expect to see from this roster, is this kind of unreal consistency on these double time picks. It's what they've come to be known for over the last few years of the US World Cup, as this kind of monolithic speed team that can use that raw skill in the mechanics department to take down anyone else. And that's exactly what they did here to Poland, despite 8 100s on the full combo from Maliszewski, second best score on the map this weekend, all for naught as Neox finishes out the full combo. And by God, look at the act from Risiing. 5 100s, just one slider break tainting the scoreline there for Risiing. Otherwise would have been the best score this weekend on that map. And yeah, that team is scary on speed. Scary on these DT picks.
It's Neox. It really is every time for Germany. You've seen it year after year. It's, Neox is not a player that you can test on these speed picks ever for this tournament, and Germany relies on this consistent performance so much, and it works every time for them. Risiing almost coming so close up to the top with just that slider break 5 100s there. Kriller with the missing at the ending, but it's that combo to match with Maliszewski and Rafis with that unfortunate miss as well, just not being able to make up that score difference against Kriller here. A little bit more uncharacteristic for WhiteCat. And right now, banking on the Maliszewski performance potentially, maybe Bartek to back it up as well, another very good hidden aim player. We're looking for a little bit more consistency out of him as well, potentially. But it's time.
We're going to need to see some pretty solid performances from several of these hidden players for Germany on this sort of map, I think, as we see some very, very strong hidden aim players back in here for Poland as well. Bartek and Nahus are... For Nahus, I think it's a little bit less straightforward because a lot of people aren't as familiar with him in tournaments, especially at the highest level. But Bartek, well known as an incredible aim, an awkward aim hidden player in tournament. Maliszewski, it goes without saying, Nahus is really, really solid at this kind of stuff as well. WhiteCat going to find the first break. He's going to be traded by Bartek early on here, so a little bit of an advantage to Germany in the accuracy and combo departments right now. Nahus not as good on the accuracy. Mastasz also in for Poland, so looking to put up a good supporting score here for Maliszewski, but there are some... Oh, that miss is painful on the perfect stacks there for Mastasz. And as I was saying, there are some very good hidden players on this roster for Germany. To say nothing of criller, Okinamo and Shark are extremely good and extremely consistent on this type of hidden name as well. Criller and Shark, though, both finding drops here. And suddenly it's only Okinamo left standing for Germany. Maliszewski and Nahus with the full combos for Poland now, looking way, way better than they were about 15 seconds ago. As finally some drops come through for the German side. And Okinamo, I think the oldest player left on the roster for Germany right now, the longest standing World Cup player on Germany's team. Gonna have to put in the work to try and take this breakpoint. But Poland, down the breakpoint, really need...
Oh, and there he goes!
And there's the break for Okinamo. So this is looking fantastic for Poland now. And this pick, I mean, this is such a polarizing pick for a number of reasons, but it's just so hard. Like, if you are not an awkward aim hidden player, getting into the rhythm and the groove of something like this is so, so difficult, even if you have the mechanics for it, like we know Germany does. Even if you have the mechanics, it's just so difficult, but because it requires a bit of a different skill set, a bit of a different reading-based, aim control-based skill set than what you're used to on other aim maps, and that's why you see this Polish roster doing so well on it.
I mean, this is a carry pick. This is a pick that we've seen match after match with one singular player able to go in full combo this, and it makes the biggest difference in the world because you have to be so consistent at these kind of density, sharp angle patterns right here. And Shark gets caught out on the slider. I was waiting to see if one of the FCs were going to get caught on it, but nothing. Nahus and Maliszewski both holding the FC. Bartek with just that break at the beginning, and Mastasz now with a 600-plus combo. There's really just not any time for Germany to get back into this unless we see a four-way break from Poland right now. And they're going to get right back into the swing of things after that previous lost pick there. Bartek, WhiteCat, Okinamo all trading with these larger jumps at the ending right here. The question is, will Poland be able to finish out with these combos at the ending right now? It's another break from WhiteCat and Okinamo to seal the deal if it wasn't already. Oh my god, we've seen one full combo on this, and Nahus finds a slider break on nothing! At the ending, it's only going to be the one full combo. He does find a miss afterwards. Mastasz, with almost 1,000 combo going to be put up at the ending here, is going to maintain it into these last few patterns here. And that is Poland with what is going to be pretty close to a 3 million team score on this hidden one. This has to be one of the best scores of the weekend.
This is the best. This is already the best. It's the best score by over 300,000 points. They beat Canada's score on this, which was previously the best, by over 300,000 score. Maliszewski on the FC. I shudder to think of what this score would have been like if Nahus hadn't missed at the end and Mastasz hadn't missed near the start. I mean, can you imagine how ridiculous this score would have been had those two players been just that little bit more consistent on this map? Because they are already far and away the best team on this pick this weekend. And that, I think, solidifies a bit more of the identity for Poland going into these later stages as somebody against whom you need to ban out these awkward aim hidden picks, because they are without a doubt the best team in the tournament at them. I think for a lot of the players who would go in for a usual DT1 but don't go in for other DT maps, this pick starts to feel a little off, and that's why you see Criller out. But Germany is still a team that has such good DT players, and I think that this map can just be summed up by the term DT map. This is a DT map through and through. If you're a speed player, you'll be good at it. If you're a high approach rate player, you'll be able to read it. If you have good speed aim, you'll be able to deal with a lot of the jumps in this map, because this is something that kind of tests everything that you usually see in the entire DT pool all at once, and that's what makes it so tricky for a lot of other players, and that's what makes it something that a team like Germany can take very good advantage of. Still on the 4-way full combo right now. Only Rafis with a very early miss. Gonna find another one here at the end of the first TI time. Bartek as well. Gonna drop for Poland. So that is now 2 FCs to 4 in the favor of Germany. And the DT team winning the DT map, I think, is pretty indicative of just how well this pick works. Frankly,
I mean, if their combos didn't say it, their acts do.
Yeah, this map is OD7. This map is OD7 before DT, so you expect to see high accuracy. Yeah, you expect to see high accuracy, but then you have Bartek, who kind of shows what, you can see from a lot of other players as well. 97, 98 accuracy is still not bad on this, but everyone in this lobby just with such high accuracy. WhiteCat now dropping the 3rd FC for Poland. I think this map's just already over. Okinamo will drop halfway through for Germany, but unless we see a full team reset... Okay, there's 2 out of 4. Hold up.
This is doable. Maliszewski still has 600,000 potential score on the FC. Fortunately for Germany, they have both WhiteCat and Risiing on the potential 600,000 score gains right here. Again, we talk about, Risiing, how good he looked on the DT3 right now, just with that one miss, had the highest accuracy in the entire lobby, and they're looking pretty comfortable on this one right now. And then again, that performance boost from WhiteCat that we were looking for this entire match, it's coming at a really good time for Germany as 2 more break for Poland, and that's just going to be it. They don't even have the supporting scores to match up against this, even if Germany finds a double break right now. And counting on both WhiteCat and Risiing to break is going to be a lot. WhiteCat does find a miss, and Rafis was trying to back it up right now, but Risiing is going to hold off Maliszewski. For all it's worth, it might be too late, though. And Maliszewski now, it definitely is.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we expected. It's a little bit of a contest here from Poland near the end as we see some unlucky breaks come through for WhiteCat and Risiing, but it just doesn't matter all that much because the whole first 3 quarters of the map is so Germany favored that the ending is irrelevant. S rank for WhiteCat, 11 100s, 800s on Okinamo, 600s on Risiing. The comfort could not be clearer for these players. Some very, very unfortunate misses for Maliszewski and Rafis there. 3 100s or 4 100s on Rafis there is kind of absurd. Yeah. But Germany as a team, just incredibly consistent and incredibly good on these speed picks. The DT mod.
But right now, Poland's kind of going back into the free mod. On an interesting note here, again, I have to wonder if their Hard Rock player, on Mastasz right now is more confident than he was on the Hard Rock 2. Naha's going to be the one running on the hidden. Not a terrible idea for them if you want Maliszewski to have more of a guaranteed full combo. Michni, he's looked pretty okay on the aim so far right here for these maps so far. Hopefully that, kind of remains true on a slightly lower AR pick on the AR 9.2. It's not AR 9, so the 2.2 does make a difference here, but it is lower than most players are comfortable with on kind of these more density-styled aim picks here. Smarteyy gonna find the first break on the Hard Rock. It's only about 150 combo into the map, not gonna matter too much, and it's gonna keep the score flickering back and forth, though, with the German accuracy lead right now. Okinamo going to find a break at the beginning as well. Maybe a couple signs that Germany's not too comfortable on this. WhiteCat's going to miss at the beginning as well.
And you know what? Mastasz is going to trade it, but yeah, this is a very good start for Poland. I think I didn't like this pick at first because, we talk about Germany as this really, really good mechanics team all the time, but I think the reason why Poland went into this is because of the No Mod 1 we saw earlier in this match. 980k FC for Maliszewski, 760k for Michni, and nobody on Germany's side above 660k for WhiteCat. Criller the only one above 600k at all. So I think Poland is saying, you know what, their aim consistency is not here today. They might have us beat on speed mechanics, but you cannot count us out on these types of more awkward aim maps. Smarteyy, again, finding the drop. We see okinamo and WhiteCat on good recovery, but Mastasz recovering just as well, and with a 3-way full combo on the rest of Poland, it is looking good for the Polish roster so far, but this is a long map. This is almost 4.5 minutes of this type of aim consistency, way longer than Nomad 1, actually. Nomad 1 only just over 3 minutes, so this is 1.5 times as long. Mastasz and Smarteyy, the Hard Rock players, going to trade misses once again, which leaves us with combo advantage once more on the side of Poland. Not by a ton, but the score is going to keep going in their favor. Michni finds the slider break on the Nomad, though, and that gives combo advantage squarely over to the side of Germany. 2 FCs is not enough to combat the FC from criller and the 2 big supporting combos on okinamo and WhiteCat. So Nahus and Maliszewski. It's enough to keep it even, but they're going to have their work cut out for them holding on to this score lead, because the rest of Germany does have big combos.
And these Hard Rock players having so much trouble with this, and understandably so. These slider, shapes and these aim patterns are so difficult when you add in that precision requirement on this. You have to be so on your aim right now. There goes Nahus with the full combo break. That's going to be massive for Germany to get right back into this. The score lead is going to disappear so quickly right now. Poland has to pray for a break from Germany right now. Otherwise, this match is going to come to a close in the last quarter of Poland's last pick of the match right now. Michni and Mastasz bringing it back up, but Nahus is going to get slow slidered on the hidden. That's terrible for Poland right now. They cannot afford a single combo break. It is now a 100,000 score gap between these two teams and shrinking. Germany's score continuing to climb. Criller doing an amazing job on the Nomad FC. Maliszewski's matching it, but it's okinamo and WhiteCat. WhiteCat doing absolutely amazing to recover on these last 2 picks so far right now, and okinamo doing what he needs to do on the hidden. It's gonna be score lead back to Germany in the last quarter of the map right now. Poland looking for something from Germany. They're waiting for a miss, but it's just not coming out.
And this is just doom and gloom for Poland. It looks like Mastasz going to find the break as well. And unless we see pretty much a 4-way break for Germany right now, this is going their way, as the combos on Poland just not high enough to stage a comeback with anything less than a full team reset from Germany. Smarteyy is going to trade it out with Mastasz and Nahus, but the end of the map is here, and the end of the line is here for Poland. They will be knocked down to loser's bracket in the upset win for Team Germany, 6-3 in the semifinals. A missed pick from Poland at the end of the match, and Germany will once more, for the 3rd year in a row, secure themselves a spot in the winners' finals.
Man, that is the match over. It's done. It's dusted. Germany, like you said, again, with another performance in the winners bracket semifinals, going to be advancing to a guaranteed top 3 placement. They will be playing against the 5th seeded South Korea, again, looking for another upset next weekend, potentially being the 3rd seeded team this year. They could potentially secure that spot. Poland now has to face off against the 4th seeded Canada, who was able to drop only 3 points against Australia and 0 against Hong Kong, who almost swept Indonesia. So that is clearly a strong team they're going up against. Immediately after that as well, with the double losers bracket, it's United States versus China, and the winner of Poland-Canada will have to face off against the winner of that other match between the 12th seeded China, who is making it to one of your top 6 place finishes this year.